Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, the podcast that revolves around one central theme, stories and the people that tell them. We'll talk about movies, TV shows, video games, historical events and weird news headlines. There's really no topic we won't touch. But it doesn't stop there. If you've got a story, something funny or random that may have happened to you or a friend, send it to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. Until then, it's story time. Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional. It's a little different today because our friend Chris, what happened to Chris, Ryan? Do we put him into...
Look, he likes to say that he's in hospital, but it's like those celebrity hospitals. So it's incest rehab that he's in at the moment.
Yes. Incest rehab. We've checked him in. We're a little bit worried about Chris. We need to we're okay with occasional subtle incest, implied incest, but we're not okay with round the clock, you know?
Well, I mean, I think the end of the line was when I got the call at 3 a.m. last Sunday morning where he was running down the main street of Blacktown screaming out how he wanted to see more love between brothers and stepsisters at the top of his lungs, wearing a board that says, I support incest. I think we had to sit him down and have a chat, and he's not going to listen to this anyway. We know that. So,
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
We checked him in. So, Chris, if you're listening, I know it's only 7 more days, but we support you, mate. We support you.
We love you. We love you.
Yes.
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah. So me and Ryan not really being great at doing epic intros. Just decided to return to the origins of Stories, the True and the Fictional, how it started, go back to where it began, which was finding funny stuff on the internet, interesting things on the internet. So we're going to go through some articles that we found that will hopefully make you laugh and think. But before that, let's go to the future. The last couple of episodes we've done. Ryan, what have you been doing this week? What have you been watching? Yeah. Any recommendations? Any hits?
Yeah, look, I've been watching a few things. A show that I recommended to you, I'm now up to episode 4, is Bill Lawrence's new show called Shrinking.
Oh, yeah.
With Harrison Ford and I think it's Jason Segel, however you say it, Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. I love it. It's so basically what the premise is. Jason Segel's character he's a psychiatrist, and so is Harrison Ford's character and his colleague. But unfortunately, Jason Segel's character, he's got a young daughter, but he lost his wife. She passed away, and he was on a bit of a downward spiral. The first time you see him, he's in the pool at 3 a.m. with 2 hookers. So there's no sex scenes or anything, but he basically comes to a realization where he wants to get his life back. He feels like he can't help his patients. Like, if he can't get past this, how can he help his patients? And Harrison Ford is his boss and mentor. Harrison Ford's absolutely fantastic. It's I've never seen Harrison Ford like this in a very long time.
Yeah.
He played. So he's getting on in age, and he's going through, losing his license and worrying if he can actually help anyone either. And so it's basically centered around Jason Segel's character gets a new patient who's palmed off by another psychiatrist who's a war veteran from Afghanistan, and who just keeps starting fights, and he's court mandated, and they develop a friendship, and there's also his next door neighbor Liz looks after his daughter a lot because he's kind of just checked out when his wife passed away.
And fun fact, the actress that plays Liz is married to Bill Lawrence.
Oh, there you go. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so she's also in Scrubs.
Yeah, and I've seen her in a lot of other things too, but I had no idea. There you go. So have you actually checked a couple episodes out?
I watched episode 1. I've been meaning to watch more, but I haven't gotten around to it. I'm just worried that it's going to be like some of the other great Bill Lawrence shows that just get cancelled. Like there was this fantastic show that only ran for 8 episodes, called Surviving Jack, and it was set in the 90s, and it had what's his name? He was in Scrubs, but he's known for, I don't know if he's a Law and Order guy.
Yeah, Christopher Maloney.
Yes, yeah. He's Jack, and his teenage son. He basically harasses his teenage son, and it's all about his kid surviving his dad, essentially. It was very funny.
I think with Ted Lasso going 3 seasons, I think we're going to get a couple out of it because, I mean, as long as Harrison Ford doesn't die, I think we're good because it's a really good show. At Bill Lawrence, I knew I was going to like it, but it's a typical Bill Lawrence. Like it makes you laugh and then it makes you want to cry.
Yeah.
And but he just has a habit, and it's also written by pretty much. I think it's the three guys that wrote Ted Lasso as well. So I noticed the names popping up in the credits. But yeah, look, I've watched that. I'm up to date. I haven't watched any movies. I've been watching a guilty pleasure of mine, which is Survivor, Australian Survivor. Just started up last week.
Which is just Australians just walking out into the outback. That's Australian Survivor.
Well, no, this one's actually in Fiji, so they have gone overseas.
Okay.
But it is on 75 times a week, so it is hard to keep up with. I watched a new horror movie not new, but it's new to Netflix, called As Above, Lie Below, or something like that. Like it's basically it's a horror movie. It's found footage movie set. It's got you remember, Jamie? Do you remember the show Superstore? Yes. So the main guy, the young guy, the main star, he's the star in this movie, and basically found footage. They think they find Nicholas Flamel, who created the Philosopher's Stone and came up with the alchemy concept.
Oh, cool.
He had a tomb in Paris, a hidden tomb in the catacombs of Paris, and they think they found it, and they go in, and then it's like they end up finding an entrance to hell, and everything goes to hell, so to speak.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed it. I love found footage horror movies. It's on Netflix at the moment in Australia, so it's called As Above, Lie Below. I fucking hate it. As Above, Lie Below, or something like that. But yeah, honestly, I've been working a lot this week. Haven't had much time I finished The Last of Us Part 1, the remake, and also the DLC Left Behind, which was absolutely amazing.
And as per JB Hi-Fi, that is based on the hit TV series.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw that. And started playing a game that I've wanted to play for a while, but I never got around to it. I never had it. Was Mafia, which has been remastered.
All right,
on the PS4. It's actually, I'm surprised because there is a lot of driving, and I'm not a fan of games where you have to drive.
Yeah.
But I'm actually enjoying it. I'm actually 4 chapters in. It's basically about a young guy in the 30s who's driving around New York, gets recruited by the mob, and you're going on missions and all that. And
is it the one where you have to enforce? Like you have to go to and get your where you go to shops and you got to smash them up, and I think I played that.
It's actually really good. I'm enjoying it. It was remastered, I think, for PS4 and PS5. It was part of the PlayStation Plus games lineup for January. So I grabbed it. But I'm looking forward to this month's. I don't know if you've heard, Jamie. This month's PlayStation and Forbidden West is going to be the free game.
Oh well, I paid for it. So.
The full game. So I'm looking forward to playing that.
That's fantastic.
For one big thing, and this is for our role-playing game fans out there, our JRPG guys, one of the best PlayStation 1 Japanese role-playing games called Legend of Dragoon is coming to PlayStation Plus. One of my all-time favorite, aside from Final Fantasy VII, that was my favorite role-playing game growing up. So looking forward to cracking into that on the 21st of February. But aside from that, and there's obviously one thing that you and I have both watched that we'll probably talk about after what you've discussed what you've watched this week. But yeah, that's about it. What about you, Jamie?
Well, yeah, I haven't done much, but before we dive into all that, before I forget, we had a wonderful message from our sponsor, that we will play on our next show, because Chris isn't here. We want to have us all here so I can play it so we can hear it and we react to this wonderful message from our sponsor and friend Rebecca Cassells of the UK. And her series, the Rising Dawn series. Check it out, please do. If you are into werewolves and romance and smut, I think they're the big three. But definitely check it out. It's on Amazon. And
we're trying to refrain from mentioning werewolf incest in respect for Chris, So
yes. As we do the Catholic cross. I don't know how that fits in.
It's an audio podcast, but we did it in for it.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, but that's fine. No, but look, I'm still watching Stargate. I'm almost up to the spin-off series Atlantis. The characters are crossing over, and it is getting exciting. But Hawaii Five-0. Now this annoys me. All right, because I sat down. Hawaii Five-0 is what I watch when I have dinner. I sit down and watch an episode of Hawaii Five-0. And the other night I sit down, and then I go onto Amazon and I go, where is it? Like, where is it? Like, I'd been watching it on Amazon Prime. Two and a half. I was at the end of season 2. I'm like, where is it? And then I search it, and it's like, now it's on Paramount Plus. And I'm like, I don't have damn you. And then I signed up to Paramount Plus.
Luckily, you get a 30-day free trial, I think. Or
yeah. Oh no, it's like it's like a week. But I'm like, there's stuff on there. There's stuff on there. I'm pretty sure
there is. Paramount Plus is good, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Star Trek stuff and sci-fi and
Picard is coming. That's not on Prime anymore. It's going to be on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Apparently season 3 premieres in a few days on Paramount Plus, and season 1 and 2 are moving across from Prime to Paramount Plus as well. So
cool. Yeah. Well, it's probably a good thing.
And it's got Strange and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But no, that's fantastic. Basically with Stargate, Stargate, Hawaii Five-0, and I can't stop playing FIFA. I'm addicted. I've put a limit on what I'm going to do, how much I'm going to play. I can't play passes. I want to play The Last of Us remastered on the PS5, but I've decided I'm going to wait until I finish the series.
Okay. Because FIFA, I've never played myself, but it's the kind of game that you can just keep going on forever. Essentially.
Oh yeah, because it's literally the sitcom of games. It's like, just one more game. But no, it's I've got. You can create your own team. Since I discovered you can create your team, so I basically created the soccer club that I used to play for as a kid, and the uniforms like are almost identical. I'm just like, geez, this is creepy. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to be the manager. And I made an older version of myself, like a full gray beard. And I'm going, like, that looks me. That looks like me if I was old, like 20 years older. And look, yeah, I'm addicted to it. Like it's good. And this is what happens because the World Cup comes out, and then I'm like, I feel like soccer because Australia inevitably gets smashed early on, and I'm like, well, Argentina, I beat you 18-0. What are you going to say about that? But yeah.
But you will not be disappointed with The Last of Us. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
On the PS5 with the upgraded graphics. There's anything extra, but for me, it was worth it. Last time I played it was on the PS3.
Yeah.
So I was very, very happy to see that massive upgrade, and it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I may even give permadeath a go at some point.
Yeah, I was in that game.
Obviously, I'll play through on I obviously play through on an easier setting the first time, or moderate setting.
Well, look, I played through on normal, and it was pretty cruisy.
Yeah,
I didn't go super easy. I think it was the 3rd setting.
Yeah.
But I still wasn't game enough to turn permadeath on.
Yeah, and there's still something about. I still can't look at the death scenes, like when you die and you get that clicker in your face, and I'm just like, I'm just like, I don't want to. I'm sure down the track we're going to do a whole episode on The Last of Us. Probably the game.
Well, I found out officially it's got 9 episodes in the season. Officially, they announced today.
Yeah.
The last episode is called "Look for the Light," or Search for the Light or something like that.
Yeah.
So we officially only have 4 to go.
Yep, cool. So in about a month, we'll sit down and we'll do like a full.
Well, I think I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to rewatch it in its entirety once it's over.
Yep.
Quite happily. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, it's been great so far. You know, I'm just really.
It's gotten better. Like since like I know we're not supposed to be talking about it, but like episode 5 for me was the pinnacle so far. Yeah. Like they just pulled out all the guns.
Yep.
They did. Screw it. We're going into it. How they handled. I really don't usually like massive deviations from games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But how they handled Henry and Sam.
Yeah.
They made some significant changes, but I felt something. Like in the game, it was shocking what happened to them. But in this, they recreated it and it felt like I'd never seen the game, never played the game, you know, like that. It just but
and once I realized that they were going to do what they did in that episode, I thought it was going to be at least maybe one more.
Yeah.
I was like, because this episode only went for 45 minutes compared to the others. And I was like, no, after everything you see, you know, the whole sniper scene and all that kind of thing, they've done what they can do for this episode.
Yeah.
And then they go ahead and just slam that.
Yeah.
And the whole scene with Sam and Ellie, oh man, like that was just where they're sitting at the bed and she just like, I'm not going to go to sleep. I'll stay up with you. And oh man, seriously, right in the feels. Like it was just
punch in the gut. Yeah. My only critique so far is that it's moving too fast.
Yeah, 100%. And that like, I don't say that in a negative way. I'm just saying I don't want this to be over because it's they could easily have made the first game into 2 seasons comfortably.
3 because you have one season first. It's only 9 episodes, so one season first act, season 2, middle, and then final act. You know,
there you go. Well, you've got what is it? Summer, winter, and then
100.
Just do it in that through.
100%. That's how you. Anyway, let's move on before I get too angry.
So we're gonna talk about the Flash trailer just a little bit.
Oh my gosh. How could I forget that? Because I was the first one to watch that, and I was just like, holy! When I saw like people don't care about the Flash, they care about Keaton back as Batman.
What was it? What was it? I sent the guys a meme. It says, Michael Keaton as Batman almost makes you forget that Ezra Miller kidnapped some people.
Yeah. I saw the meme with the classic, that when Shia LaBeouf watched all his movies in a cinema. Yeah. So it's like you see the trailer and it's like, I think Batman on the bike, on the Bat bike, and he's got a tear in his eye, and then he's like, yeah, I'm Batman, and he's crying, and then it cuts to the Flash and he's just like, oh, yawn.
But no, that trailer, man.
I can see why James Gunn was like, this is going ahead.
and look, it's got the perfect scene. The thing is that it's set in Flashpoint. At the end of the movie, you can just have the whole Flash runs too fast. Bang, there's James Gunn's universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's essentially what Flashpoint did. It started a new beginning.
Yeah.
So I have no issue. And obviously we're getting my favorite Batman back as Batman. I'm like, and especially the way that, how we saw how implemented, how integrated he is into that universe when the soldiers are fighting and they're like, what do we do, Batman? And he just, I just saw that and I'm like, oh my God, he is.
Yeah.
And then they've taken have you read or seen the animated movie of Flashpoint, Jamie?
I think I saw the animated like a long time ago.
Yeah, it came out in 2014, so it was quite a while ago. But
is that the one where Superman's in a bunker and they haven't let him out?
Yes. So that's kind of what they've done with Supergirl, because when you see Superman was in the bunker in that white suit, like the white, and that's essentially what she was. So they've taken that aspect. Because I initially thought, holy shit, we're going to get depowered. We're going to get Flashpoint Superman. But then I'm okay with it being Kara because it's the alternate universe kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, okay. This is where I use my favorite word. Now just hear me out. Okay. You know how we see those, and obviously we get we get Ben Affleck back as Batman, right?
Yeah.
From the rumors that we've been hearing, okay, the Bat Bike.
Yeah.
This is me calling it now. That's not Ben Affleck. That's Christian Bale.
Could be. You know,
I might be
be.
wrong, but the thing is, I watched that track. Like when I showed Steph on the big TV, like we watched it on the big TV, and I down and I rewound it and I slowed it down and rewound it and I just kept watching. The bike looks a lot like the Tumbler tech from the Dark Knight trilogy, and with the Christian Bale rumors going around at the moment, and the fact that we never actually, because why would you pass up a close up of Ben Affleck's Batman on that bike as it drives past? They purposely shot it from above, so that you can. That's completely wrong. I've been wrong before. However, I think that's what we're going to get. That's our No Way Home moment that they're going to keep tight-lipped on. That we're going to get Keaton, we're going to get Bale, and we're going to get Ben Affleck.
No George Clooney?
People are clamoring at the moment. So I can't remember. I think James Gunn completely denied George. He said no, there's no Clooney. A fan asked him on Twitter or something like that, and they said I just want to confirm 100%. I'm not high. There's no Clooney in this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, like it
looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd be excited to see the movie after all the Ezra Miller drama, but
yeah. Well, clearly they're like, okay.
They got my money.
Yeah, he's in he went to rehab and all that, so he's getting his life together. I can appreciate that. I never really liked him as Flash though. He never looked like Flash. Yeah. He felt like Spider-Man, but with Flash powers, like he's doing. I'm just like, that's not Flash. But that's just me. If anything, I hope we get like a good hour of Keaton Batman.
well, look. To be honest with you, if that's if that's the only Ezra Miller we get as Flash, then that's okay. That's a good send off. He's been in a couple of movies. He gets his own movie. And if that's a consequence of his actions, that's where it ends for him, then so be it. He'll get a good send off. And I mean, if you're in a superhero movie with Michael Keaton Batman, that's a reward of its own. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, Keaton's always been Batman. 89 is my favorite Batman movie. Michael Keaton, my favorite Batman. Not to say the others are not great. But Michael Keaton has always been my favorite, and that's purely nostalgia because I grew up. I watched that movie so many times on VHS, then DVD, then you know what I mean. And now I've got it on 4K. Like, that is my favorite movie, and I can't. Like, they've already got my money. After watching that, I thought Keaton was only going to be in it for a little bit, but in seeing what that it looks like they spend a lot of time in Keaton's universe. Which is what I'm excited about. And look, they are telling that story, that Flash story, the reason why, and then they did it in the Flash TV show. The reason why Barry's doing this is because he wants to stop. He wants his mum to be alive. He doesn't want her to die. And that's the essence, the heart of every good Flash story, whether it be in comics, whether it be animated, whether it be TV, movies. He just wants to save his mum.
Yeah.
And, I can completely, personal experiences. I feel it. And that's why I get so emotional when I see those scenes. But they're telling a story that I'm interested in. I just have to separate my feelings for the actor from the character.
Yeah. And if anything, Top Gun Maverick kind of made me go, okay, I can put Tom Cruise aside, as much as I don't like Tom Cruise,
But look at Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he was a criminal, like not criminal, like he drunk driving, drugs,
turned his life around,
endangerment, and look, he became pretty much one of the best stars in the MCU. You know what I mean?
Like the most paid one.
And as I said many times, I was reading Iron Man today, and I read it in Robert Downey Jr.'s voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. And that's the same as I will always read Batman in Kevin Conroy's voice. I always read it in Conroy's voice. Because that, again, like Keaton was Batman, but Conroy was my TV Batman. I grew up on the animated series. and the games obviously, and so his voice is how I read it. But yeah, man, look, they've got my money. They had it as soon as they announced that Keaton was in it. I would have, if they just said Keaton's in it for 30 seconds, I still would have gone.
Yeah.
But now that they've fleshed it out a lot more, it's an easy win for me. I'll probably see it multiple times at the cinema.
You've already bought 8 tickets.
Yeah, well, look, if I could, I probably would have. Yeah,
it's Chris's Star Wars, you know.
Yeah, look, and it's a chance to get to see my favorite Batman on the big screen again.
Yeah,
and favorite comic book character of all time. You know.
Yeah.
I'm in, and look, it just means that I get the out of the last 2 Batman films, like I enjoyed Pattinson's, but it's like God saying to me, "Look, hey, we know you weren't into Pattinson too much. I'm gonna give you Keaton back for a little bit." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you. I'll respect the Pattinson to get the Keaton."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Pattinson's is the stepping stone, but
I will mention one other thing. I'm not sure because I talked about what we watched, but I don't know if I mentioned it to you. But I actually went and saw. I got a movie ticket voucher from my dad for my birthday, and I went and saw Knock at the Cabin.
Right, now I've heard good things.
Yes,
especially about Dave Bautista.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like him when he was a wrestler, so I can't say that I'm biased.
Yeah,
but he was amazing. Like put it this way. I think, and look, I'm a big M. Night fan. I will go to every movie. I know he's hit and miss. This movie was based on a short story.
Yeah.
And I think that's what saved it because he didn't actually write. He wrote the movie.
Yeah.
But it was based on a short story.
So it's the
Cabin at the End of the World.
Yeah. So it's the Taika Waititi effect.
Yeah, exactly. Like he wrote the screenplay, but it was based off something else.
Yeah.
And he was only in it for like 15 seconds, and it was on a TV in the cabin, so you didn't even really see it.
Yeah.
No, look, Dave. Look, I'm not going to lie. Everyone in that movie was fantastic. I went and saw it by myself. It was just a random thing I did. I was feeling like shit on a Sunday Arvo, and I thought, you know what, I want to go and see it. Steph didn't want to see it because she's not a horror fan.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I reckon it's one of the best M. Night movies I've seen.
Wow.
It doesn't suffer from. It's not his usual movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no massive twist. Like there was a sort of a surprise reveal, but for once, and I'll admit I never pick these things, but for once I actually picked it quite early on into the movie, but it didn't ruin the movie for me.
Cool.
So I just wanted to mention that. I wasn't sure if I mentioned it, but it's hands down the best M. Night movie I've seen, even over Sixth Sense, over any of them. Dave Bautista is fantastic. It's him like you've never seen him before.
Yeah.
And he proved in that movie, and I hate to say it, Ryan L. Johnson said that Dave Bautista blew me away. He was by far the star of that movie. His range and the fact that he plays. So I'm without spoiling it. He plays a school teacher. That's part of a group that goes to this cabin. That's all I'm going to say. He plays the most kind and gentle soul.
Wow.
But can do what he needs to do when it needs to be done.
Wow.
Without giving anything away. Look, man, seriously, when it comes out on streaming or whatever, 100% watch it. It was really good. And it's not really a horror. It's a shock, like there's shocks in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was. And Rupert Grint was in it too. Ron Weasley. You wouldn't know because you don't watch Harry Potter. But
I know the actors.
I didn't even know he was in it until I saw him on screen. And you know what? I purposely didn't watch any trailers for this movie. I didn't watch any promotional stuff. I just knew it was M. Night. I knew what it was about.
Yeah, you saw the poster.
Hour 47 minutes was fantastic. I loved it. So check it if it's still out in cinemas wherever you guys are listening. Check it out. If not, when it jumps on streaming, it was a fantastic movie.
Sweet.
But yeah, I thought I'd mention that. Seeing as I saw it, I can't remember. It was like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, check it out.
Cool. Well, let's move on to our main topic. We've got an article about strange laws around the world. You know how the government likes to tell people what they can and cannot do, and they write these things into laws. Well, we're going to go through some of the craziest ones or weird ones from around the world, and then after that, if there's time, we're going to dive into one of my favorite lesser-known comedians called James Veitch, who likes to respond to spam emails, and it's a hilarious thread that I think you guys very much enjoy. But first, let's dive into this article. Ryan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, let's get to it, eh?
Well, let's start with one that's not funny, not weird, but I can kind of respect it. Canadian radio stations must play Canadian artists. So,
yeah,
I don't know if they have to play like around the clock or only play.
Well, it says here
35% of the time.
35% of the time.
Yeah. So that's some Simple Plan, some
Nickelback.
41. Is Nickelback Canadian?
Yeah, Nickelback. The Justin Bieber.
Michael Bublé.
Michael, is he Canadian? Is he?
Apparently, this means.
Celine Dion, Alanis. I didn't know Alanis Morissette was Canadian. There you go. But yeah, this had the 35% of the time between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. according to the article. So I reckon that's how Justin Bieber got so famous. Like they were forced to play his song. You know what I mean? Like you don't have, and that same is, I haven't met a single person that likes Nickelback, and they're still massive.
Do you want to go to? I mean, not go to a Nickelback concert, but go outside a Nickelback concert and ask people, "What are you doing here?"
Well, I think the funniest thing, the most support for Nickelback was, I used to know a guy who was in a Nickelback cover band, and they were called Knuckleback, and I thought that was quite funny, and I'd much rather support them. But yeah, look, I don't know. It's like Keith Urban. I haven't never met a single person that knows the name of a Keith Urban song, but yet he seems to tours all over the world and make a shitload of money. Just like Nickelback, I've never met anyone that actually enjoys Nickelback, but yet they're so famous and their lead singer Pop Lion. I mean, I just don't understand. And also, I maintain that's not his real name. Chad Kroger sounds like something you say when you're going to go and take a dump in the toilet. I'm just going to go drop a Chad Kroger. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. No, it could be. Maybe him trying to come up with a name like Slash, Or,
and then he's trying to, But look, I'll support Simple Plan. I'll support Sum 41. I mean, I grew up on those
Plan's amazing live.
Yeah.
I did not realize. I did not realize how good they were. Because
Yeah, I saw them with Green Day, and they got the crowd going. I was actually down in the front in the mosh pit when Simple Plan were on at the entertainment center. They were amazing.
Yeah,
they were really good live, and but that's it. Yeah, look, I reckon that's how some of the Canadians. That's definitely how Nickelback made a bit of a following.
35% of the time, Nickelback.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine having to. I like your pants around your feet 35% of the time for the day.
No, it'd be that Spider-Man. It'd be that Spider-Man song. A hero to save us.
No, thank you.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, did you know that it's illegal to run out of gas in the German Autobahn?
Which is like a freeway.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it's kind of an unmarked speed highway.
Yeah.
So you can go more than 100 miles an hour. But if you run out of gas, you could face a big fine. And don't even think about walking to the gas station. You get another fine for that too.
Wow.
Germans believe you have the power to keep your car properly gassed up. Germans love their gas.
Yeah.
If you run out of gas, it's your own fault. Walking along the highway is unsafe, and having your vehicle stalled on the side of the road is also unsafe. So you need to keep your eyes on your gas gauge and fill her up when you can.
Yep.
They
should bring that to Sydney, or Australia in general.
No, they shouldn't bring it to Sydney because you don't go faster than about 20 kilometres during peak. ridiculous.
No, well, yeah, well, you, at least in the peak hour traffic near me, you could probably run out of gas, walk to the station, fill up your car, and your car still wouldn't have moved, like because the traffic still would have, been there. Yeah, I've known people that have had stopped to get a coffee. Like they've stuck in traffic. They got out. There's a coffee van on the side of the road. Got their coffee, hopped back in their car, still hadn't moved.
Yeah, yeah. I've been stuck in things like that a lot of times. So yeah, not nice.
Yeah. Well, did you know it's illegal to hike naked in Switzerland?
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. No, I didn't. I didn't know that.
What am I doing? Yeah, well, it's a typical, what do you call indecency? Where it's a public indecency law that exists.
Oh, there you go. And
you can be fined if you're caught in the woods. You can just imagine like this guy stripping off, taking it down, and then this guy pops out from the tree and goes, "Here's a ticket. Here's a ticket.
$100 fine.
$100 fine."
Oh man. No, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be game enough, man. It'd be like if it was hiking out your way, you got snakes and spiders and everything that can bite your jubblies off.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be a fan of that anyway. So
no.
I'm okay to. That's one law I'm happy to adhere to.
Yeah.
But one law I'm not happy to adhere to is: did you know it's illegal to wear high heels in the Acropolis?
Well, I'm gonna have to unpack my bags now.
Yeah.
No, that's try and wear them out.
Well, I found this out the hard way. When packing for a trip to Greece, make sure you have the right shoes. They banned high heels in the Acropolis in 2009. It's not a nice place. It's like very cobblestone, so it's probably not the best place to wear high heels. But they put a ban on it to protect the ruins from damage caused by like sharp stilettos and high heels. The ruins are like 2,500 years old, so wear some runners.
Wow.
I respect that because
well, it's
it's a ruin. Why would you get all dolled up to go to a ruin where lots of people died and buried and if that's
it's kind of
a lot of freaky people out there.
Well, let's move along to Poland, man. Did you know that Poland issued a ban on Winnie the Pooh around playgrounds and schools?
Well, I don't understand why.
Because he doesn't wear pants.
Oh my god!
And he's probably worried that people will do a Peter Griffin like Peter Griffin did with Donald Duck. I'm just gonna get my Donald Duck costume on, and he just wears the vest and no pants. I can see a lot of people, thinking about dressing up like Winnie the Pooh and only putting a vest on, and then go to Switzerland, and get $100 fine.
Well, to be honest with you, I could understand this more now, seeing as there's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie coming out next week.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's called Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
And but like just Winnie the Pooh, I think that's clearly they would have a similar Donald Duck then.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. They must have been a slow day in Parliament.
Yeah.
But I'm just having a look. I'm going to skip that one. Did you know that it's illegal to wear a suit of armor in British Parliament?
I'm really interested in this because now I want to do it.
Well, as this article speaks to you, you've been dying to don your suit of armor to visit Parliament during your next trip to London. There is ancient law dating back to 1313 that prohibits it. The Brits could revoke the law, but it isn't as fashionable as it was back in the Middle Ages. They just couldn't be bothered.
Like you could sneak in there. They've got like those, those armor that just stands there, and then you could just like shuffle along and then just stay still. Like it'd be the perfect, breaking and entering.
Like stealth mode.
Yeah,
I'm keen. I'm playing The Last of Us. I've been expert in my stealthness. I could probably get away with that now. Oh man,
that's pretty cool. Now, this is very specific law. It is illegal to ride a cow while drunk in Scotland.
Now, I have a question about this. Is the cow drunk or are you drunk when you ride the cow?
Maybe vice versa, but I was more so saying, can you ride a cow if you're sober?
Yeah, Really, this law says that you can't ride it while you're drunk.
Yeah.
So, but looks like it was in 1872. The law. Oh, here we go. The law mandates people not be drunk when in charge of cows, horses, carriages, or steam engines.
So this is like the ever evolving signs when you go to a mall and it says no skateboards, no scooters, no rollerblades, and then it just starts because there's always something. That's pretty funny.
Oh, did you also know the same law states you cannot have a loaded firearm on you while drunk? That makes sense.
Oh yeah, well that's like don't drink and drive, don't drink and shoot.
Shoot.
That's pretty funny.
Now this one I like because I'm old. I turned 41 last week, and I'm an old man.
Yeah.
And I've never been a fan of these things, but did you know it's illegal to be with Buddha in Sri Lanka?
To take selfies.
Yeah. With Buddha.
With Buddha. Yeah, well.
So yeah. I hate selfies to begin with. I think they're rubbish, and I think anyone who takes a selfie should be banned for life.
The only worst thing than a selfie is a selfie stick.
Because then what are you trying to achieve with the selfie stick? Are you trying to make it look like someone's flying above you taking a photo?
Yeah.
Or like you do what you did when you went to the Andrew McMahon concert. You did the right thing. You got someone else to take the photo for you.
Yeah,
so you can get a nice looking photo. Everyone fits in. Why do we have to do these stupid fucking things where you hold?
Albeit, look, I understand. Look, and I can sort of get, because I've done it a few times. I've gone on road trips by myself. There's no one to take a photo. I go to a nice lookout. I take a selfie. But it's not like selfie. It's just like one here, one there. Just to prove that I was there.
Well, I went to the zoo last month, and there's people with freaking iPads taking photos and selfies and stuff like that. Massive iPads, like what I have, just holding them up and using them to take selfies with the freaking animals. I felt like pushing them in. That's what that. You want a selfie with a lion? Here you go. I feel like I'll be doing the work. But when you're in Sri Lanka, the main thing is you're not supposed to turn your back on Buddha. But when you're taking a selfie, that's what you're doing.
There you go.
And also, it's not illegal to have tattoos of Buddha as well. But a British woman was jailed in 2014 for inappropriate tattoos of the man 70% of Sri Lankans feel is a prophet and avatar of the god Vishnu.
Wow.
So yeah, apparently she had a tattoo of Buddha over there, and they chucked her in jail. So I don't know if it was because it was a bad tattoo of Buddha, or if it was just because it was a tattoo of Buddha. Who knows?
Did they assume it was Buddha? Couldn't it have been her uncle?
It could have been her uncle Frank. You never know. He could have just been sitting. Let's take it. She could have taken a photo of Uncle Frank, and he kind of round and rotund and bald headed, likes to wear orange robes, and they could be assuming.
All right, let's move closer to home. And this will be Chris. If Chris was here, he would groan and just tell us this is another reason why no one should ever go to Melbourne or Victoria. It's illegal to fly a kite in Victoria. Like, how random is that?
I don't understand. What I'm reading here, and this is purely and simply the world we live in now. It is illegal to fly a kite in a public place if it bothers another person. That's basically like, I'm offended that you're flying a kite.
Yeah, but you're
breaking the law.
It goes under part of the Summary Offences Act that was drafted in 1966. Yeah, this is legit. Like what happened at my little small town of Bowen Mountain. There's probably let's go back to when I was a kid. There's probably 1,500 people that lived here. And we used to have a big New Year's event, big everything. The park was buzzing. We had fireworks. Okay. And one person who was the only person probably wasn't there, complained, I don't like the fireworks, and then they're like, okay, because one person said they didn't like fireworks, no more fireworks, just like that. Go on. Because one person complained.
That was like a story I read in the news earlier this week, which really annoyed me. There was this little kid who was trying to, like, I think he was 8 or something like that, just trying to start up a business.
Yeah.
He basically in north near Bondi Beach or something, set up a like a little stand on a popular walkway. So he was selling, cans of drink, bottles of water, Powerade, energy drink. He was even selling dog biscuits for people that were walking their dogs. He paid for all the supplies with his own money. He was just trying to make a bit of money to save away for when he wanted to go to university. Well, 2 people complained saying that he shouldn't be allowed to make a profit off public land, and his whole thing was shut down. He then went to court, was told he needed to get public liability insurance. He got public liability insurance, and they still said, no, you can't do it.
Wow.
Just because 2 people complained, because one, and this is an 8-year-old kid that's not inside sitting on his ass, nothing wrong with playing video games, but like he's out there trying to make some money to help his family so that they don't have to pay for him to go through uni when he gets old. Who is he hurting? He was in an area where there was no cafes, no, just he had an esky. He made his own signs with prices and everything like that. And 2 people complained because he shouldn't be allowed to make money on public land, and he's gone. Killed this little kid's dream. I mean, what are they? I really, shit like that just really bugs me.
Yeah, 100%.
It really bugs me because, I mean, he's out there, he's trying to, I just really boiled my blood.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why some people just get offended by bloody everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's the world we live in nowadays.
Yes. Well.
So yeah, anyway, that's my soap. I'm off my soapbox.
All right. Give us another law, Ryan.
Yeah, look, this is one that I can speak from experience as well. It's illegal to be shirtless in Barcelona. Unfortunately, in an effort to keep the streets of Barcelona free of beachgoers in bikinis and men's going shirtless, lawmakers in the Spanish town on the Mediterranean ban topless or in a swimsuit in public anywhere but the beach or a pool. Was passed in 2011. Fines for walking around half naked cost you up to €260.
Wow.
So yeah. So someone obviously doesn't like boobs or cut men, and they're just
well,
wanting to.
Do you want to know about a country that doesn't like sandcastles?
No, so I never go there.
Spain. It is illegal to build a sandcastle in Spain.
Why?
And they really don't say, other than before you ask. Yes, kids are included in the restriction, and parents foot the bill. Okay. The fines vary by location at their discretion on the island of Majorca.
Well, why don't you just ban fun? Like just ban.
I think they're already trying to do that.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, and this is not for me because clearly it doesn't affect me, but someone trying to ruin your fun, James. If you ever want to go to Russia, did you know it's illegal for your lady friend to wear lacy underwear?
Wow.
If you had a lady friend and wanted to take her to Russia and she wanted to do something nice for you, she is not allowed to wear lace. Russia doesn't want you wearing anything lacy underneath your clothing. As in 2014, a law was passed in Belarus and Kazakhstan and Russia stating undergarments must be made with a minimum of 6% cotton. Why? They claim it's for your health and safety.
Wow.
So a lot of women protested, but Russia just said, you're women. And then just, you know what I mean? So just, if you ever do find your significant other, Jamie, don't take her to Russia because you're not allowed to wear lacy panties.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. But
yeah, just keep it in mind,
Speaking of destroying fun, did you know it's illegal to reincarnate without permission in China?
No, really? Who do you have to ask for? Whose permission do you have to ask for?
Tibetan Buddhist monks are not allowed to reincarnate after they die unless they have been granted permission by the government.
That's basically saying that in which case you have a choice of a. So hold on. So basically, you die
Yeah.
you're about to be reincarnated into, say, a new baby or something else, and then, oh, hold on. Have you got your permission slip?
Yeah. It was like, please, have you got your reincarnation pass?
Have you been vaccinated for reincarnation? Well, I'll tell you what. Speaking of killing fun in the Asian region, did you know it's illegal to dance in the dark after in Japan? Isn't that what the Joker said to Batman in the 1989? No, that's do you like to dance in the shadows? Yeah, so, Japan was like the country version of the movie Footloose. Dancing after midnight was banned for generations as it's just too sinful. Well, it was really just too American. Enacted in 1948 while US soldiers occupied Japan, the ban was placed to stop liberal Americans from corrupting the good citizens of Japan. I think this is a typo, but it says here Japan finally lifted the ban in 2105. So I don't know if that's Marty McFly going to the. I'm probably going to say it's 2015.
Yeah.
You can dance after midnight as long as it's not in the dark. Revelers want to get their groove on after the clock strikes 12. They need to do it in well-lit nightclubs.
Well, let's do a few more. And then move on to our James Beach thing. But it's illegal to kill Bigfoot in British Columbia.
Oh, tell that to Sam Elliott in The Man That Killed Hitler and Bigfoot.
I'm sorry. It is illegal to kill Bigfoot in British Columbia unless you have first killed Hitler.
Killed Hitler. That's all right. That's Sam Elliott. If you're listening, you're okay.
Yeah. Well, so when people first began citing Bigfoot, allegedly, in the 1800s, British Columbia made it illegal to kill him, her, it.
They're using the correct pronouns. Excellent.
No, well, they cover it. They don't know if it's a him or a her or an it. Unless they're mandating these as their pronouns. But no one has ever captured proof of its hairy giant creature. But if you should find it and kill it, you could be fined up to $250,000.
Oh, okay.
If you do not have a proper hunting license.
Oh, okay. So if you've got a hunting license, you can kill Bigfoot.
It's just like, hi, I'd like to get a hunting license. What are you hunting? Deer, elk, moose, Bigfoot. Oh, okay. Let me just get the form.
And then they give you the form, you fill it out for all the other animals, and then they give you a copy of Harry and the Hendersons and say, you need to watch this if you want to kill Bigfoot.
Wow.
Because if you want to kill Bigfoot after watching Harry and the Hendersons, you're dead inside.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of death, Jamie, have you ever wanted to live forever?
Do you really want to live forever? No.
Well, if you wanted to, you can do that. You just need to move to France and don't buy a pre-purchased burial plot. Because did you know it's illegal to die without a pre-purchased burial plot in the part of France? So basically, if you go to France and don't buy this pre-plot, you will live forever because it's illegal to die.
So I see this car. I see this car speeding down the road, and it's heading towards this. Let's say this man crossing the street, and then the car gets inches away, and then time freezes, and then this Reaper comes out and goes, have you got a pre-burial plot?
Yep, that's exactly what the description says.
Yeah.
It does say in the town of unpronounceable, you cannot die within the city limits unless you already have your burial plot purchased in the local cemetery. This has got to do with the fact that the cemetery is full. So the mayor issued an ordinance in 2008. He added, offenders will be seriously punished. How? But they're dead. But anyway,
yeah. All right.
Funny about that.
This will be my last one. Did you know that it is illegal to handle salmon suspiciously in the UK?
Suspiciously. So can you define handling salmon suspiciously?
Okay, and we may have to verify this with our sponsor, Rebecca Cassells, because she is from the UK. But under the Salmon Act of 1986, Parliament deemed it illegal to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances across the UK. It also applies to trout, smelt, freshwater fish, lampreys, and eels, but it doesn't specify what is considered suspicious. Does it mean you have to walk around going, I have salmon. I have salmon.
I have salmon.
Look,
Nothing.
look
Nothing
at my
sus.
salmon.
Nothing sus. I'm not planning to have sex with this salmon.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to finish up on this one. Okay.
Okay.
Jamie,
Yes.
are you hungry? Are you hungry?
Pretty hungry.
Well, let's hope you don't live in Idaho and want to eat a person, because it's illegal to eat a person in Idaho. Just in case you get hungry, Idaho will imprison you for up to 14 years if you eat the flesh or blood of a person. Cannibalism is allowed under the life-threatening conditions. However, so if you need to eat human flesh or drink blood, vampires, it's not illegal. It's not illegal at all.
So basically they're probably saying, oh, unless there's a massive blizzard, the whole town is cut off and you will die within, however long, unless you eat.
So yeah.
Don't eat people.
Don't eat people.
Well, Ryan, do you remember when we used to do this little fun segment called Jamie reads his emails until people send us stories? As I said earlier, James Veitch is, I'm a huge fan of his ever since he started doing this thing where he responds to spam emails. He's done a few videos, and I guess it's stand-up where he takes you through it and that. But so I found this email thread that he essentially put out there so you could read through his responses to an actual spammer. So we're going to take you through it. So much like when we did Kat Graham and Henry Cavill fan fiction, we're going to read through this, maybe dramatize it a little bit. So I'm going to take the part of James Veitch, and Ryan is going to take the part of the spammer, whose name is Solomon.
Now, I'd just like to start by saying my accent is purely for comedic purposes. It is not one specific nation. It is just an accent of a spammer in general. So please, if your feelings are hurt, you get offended, go for yourself.
Oh, wow. So, Ryan, I'm James Veitch, and I just got this email from Solomon Adonko.
Hello, Mr. Veitch. How are you doing? I hope all is well with you. I have an interesting business proposal I want to share with you. In which country are you located? I await your reply so that we can commence. Regards, Solomon.
Hey there. I'm currently stationed in London. Is London on the list of countries you have work with?
Dear James Veitch, you can be able to work with us in London as a receiving agent. We shall be shipping gold and rough diamonds to you to distribute to your buyers on behalf, and you will earn 10% in cash worth of any goods you distribute. We can start with 50 kilos as a trial shipment. The worth should be about $5 million. I await your reply as soon as possible. Regards, Solomon.
50 kilograms? You've got to be kidding me. There's no point doing this at all unless we're shipping at least a metric ton. I'm a hedge fund executive bank manager, so I know about these things. This isn't the first time I've shipped bullion, my friend. No. Now, where are you based? I don't know about you, but I think if we're going Royal Mail, I ought to be signed for, no?
It will not be easy to convince my company to do a large quantity shipment. We usually start with smaller quantity as a trial shipment. I am currently in Ghana, but we have mines all South America. Now that is legit what it says. I'm not missing words. And Africa. Here is our www.cartergold with an extra D.com.
Solomon, I'm completely with you on this one. We must convince them that we need to ship 3 tons of gold. I'm not talking about Spandau Ballet either. Your website is down. Is that the right link?
Okay, then you will have to call our marketing manager and convince him about that.
Okay. How much room do you think the gold will take up? There's not much room where I live. I can bin the microwave, but that only frees up about 2 square feet. Still trying to get on your website. Have you had your IT have you had your IT guys look at that yet?
I have to go to bed now. Till tomorrow. Have sweet dreams.
Solomon, regarding security, I think when we email each other, we should use some sort of code. Would that be all right? I spent all night coming up with one. Can we use it in all further communications, please? Bank equals cream egg. Lawyer equals gummy bear. Legal equals fizzy cola bottle. Claim peanut M&Ms. Documents jelly beans. Western Union a giant gummy lizard. Please call me Kit Kat in all further correspondence. Looking forward to doing business with you, Kit Kat.
The business is on, and I'm trying to raise the balance for the lawyer so he can submit all the needed legal documents. The bank to claim process to start. Can you assist with some funds? Send to my name, 1,500 Union.
Hey, 1,500 pounds via Western Union.
Yeah,
cool.
Via Western Union.
Cool. Solomon, I certainly can. I can send funds tomorrow, but I'm very concerned about privacy. In your email, claim should have been peanut M&Ms and documents should have been jelly beans.
The business is on. I am trying to raise the balance for the gummy bear so he can submit all the needed fizzy cola bottle jelly bean to the cream egg for the peanut M&M process to start. Can you assist with the fund? Send 1,500 pounds via a giant gummy lizard. Solomon.
Solomon realizes he's been had. Wow. How good is that?
Good on you, Solomon, you champion.
I love James Beach. Definitely check out James Beach, guys. He's very funny.
Yeah.
But, if you guys have any spam emails that are really weird or funny, if you've responded to spam emails, send us an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com.
Send us an email to gmail.at makinggoldopportunities.solomon.
Yeah.
.org.
Yeah, there's another funny one where James Veach, this guy sends him an email saying like, "Oh, I've got cancer, but I want to give you my money," kind of thing.
Yes.
And then he goes, "Oh, I got to go into operation," and then talk to my lawyers or whatever, and then it switches to the lawyers, and then the lawyers tell you that he died, and
I bet all from the same email address.
No, it's a different email address. So got you to switch to a different email address. And then James was just keep going like, "Oh, do you know much about him? I want to learn more about this guy." And they're trying to say, "Here's the money, give it, do all this stuff." And he's like, "No, but like, what did he like to do for fun?" And like, all this stuff. Pretty funny.
Oh man,
it's pretty funny.
That's classic.
But,
I like it.
But yeah, look. I don't know what we're going to do next episode, but Chris will be back. Said he'll be back. He just needed a break. And
we hope he's doing well at his incest rehab.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so let's wrap it up. Do you have any final thoughts, Ryan? Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, look, I'm just looking forward to making real gold opportunities with my new best friend Solomon. No, look, to be honest with you, very busy weekend this weekend. Looking forward to cracking into some Dungeons and Dragons Stargate style tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
With the guys. I was going to try and see Ant-Man sometime this weekend, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. It hasn't been getting great reviews, but yeah. I mean, I'm still under the slave of the Marvel machine, so I will see it. Yeah. Maybe next weekend, but yeah, no, look, I'm looking forward to it. It feels like it's been forever since we've had an episode of The Last of Us, but it's only been a week. So I'm looking forward to watching a new episode on Monday.
Yeah, that's cool. That's true. Well, they kind of did the thing where they gave us an episode early.
Yeah, and that... it broke my heart when I realized we weren't getting one on Monday.
Yeah, we had to work. I have to wait a little bit longer, but
yeah,
guys. As always, if you want to reach out, send us an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. You'll find us on Instagram. We're pretty active there.
Yeah.
Stories_podcast. If you're an author or filmmaker, someone who likes to create things with stories involved in them, reach out, because we love to talk to you guys. We're going to be doing some new interviews pretty soon. We're going to start working on figuring out my work schedule better so we can actually fit in some of these guys, especially the guys and gals from overseas, because it's the time zone's pretty crazy, and sometimes I only get one day off. So looking forward to doing more of those interviews. We've done about 30, I think. 31. And
it feels like it.
Yeah,
but it's been a while, so I'd be keen to get back into it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thanks guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.